Hey guys, it's Angel again. So for this week's assignment, we were supposed to visit the Bishop Museum and focus on two regions of the Pacific Islands. And the regions that I had chosen was the Polynesian and the Melanesian. So for one, I'm from the Polynesian region, and so I wanted to be able to connect whatever that I'm learning from other regions that I'm not familiar with back to the Polynesian region, which is specifically Samoa, where I grew up in. The second is the Melanesian. I'm not that familiar with the Melanesian region. I am slowly learning a lot about the Micronesian, so I feel like I was more familiar with the Micronesian than I was the Melanesian. So per my visit to the Bishop Museum, I actually oh, and by the way, if you didn't know what the American Samoa flag looked like, this is what it looks like behind me. Partially, it's like half in there. But I actually visited the Bishop Museum a few years ago. I believe I was early teenage years. It didn't strike me as much as it did during this visit because I am studying in a class that focuses on the history and the preservations of the Pacific Islands, and so it was really enlightening this second time around going, because now I'm focusing on the details and how really connected we are as oceanic people. And so the two objects that I found interesting from the Melanesian, actually a object from the Melanesian island, the island of Vanuatu, when I first walked in the Pacific Hall of the Bishop Museum. To the right, I saw the slit drums, and so those slit drums basically, it works like a bell, basically, to communicate with other villages, and it's the voice of the ancestors, and that's something that I found interesting, because it stands tall like a person, 6 feet tall, and they hit it from the right. And so this is used to call out to people. And interestingly enough, in the Samoan culture, there is the same slit drum, but it does not stand the way that the slit drum from Vanuatu stands. It lies down flat, but it still has that slit. And in Samoa, it's called the lali. So the lali, L-A-L-I, is used for the same reasons. It's to call out to the people that it's time to come in for a prayer service, or whatever the village that has going on. And so that's an object that I found interesting that relates to like one of the objects from the Samoan culture as well. Another thing too was like the boats that our ancestors used to voyage around, is how similar they are to each other, and how the end and like the had like the same spear, and how they're all like similar to each other. And so it just begs the question of like, were we all in one place and then we scattered around, like, as our ancestors voyaged? Because a lot of even the linguistics of each Pacific island, they're so similar to each other that you can't help but wonder, like, we probably were, originated from one place and just scattered everywhere. Now, the answer to that, I do not know, but I would like to know probably by the end of the semester as I'm learning. But I will continue on focusing on the Polynesian and the Melanesian island for this semester.